you should share. It's a communal effort. And if you have something as important as what I have in terms of the skills of theater, I think then you should share it. Particularly in our part of the world, where many people are not really that educated and reading is not part of their everyday life existence, that we should encourage them at least to be able to have a dialogue and through the plays that we do. And also, I also feel very strongly that the youth need an outlet, a place where they can experience what creativity is all about. And I think that's important. So that they don't just follow the norm, follow what everybody else is doing, but they have the opportunity to think, appraise ideas, and come up with their own ideas and ways of implementing it. So for me, theater has always been a means of communication. And I think in the African setup, it is far more effective than, say, printing a lot of magazines or even the newspaper. I think if you have a lot of theater, either even on radio, radio plays are very good, in fact, in educating people, and particularly if you have the chance to do it in the people's language, then they are more familiar with what you have to say. Now, there are some issues that are very delicate, and one has to know how you present it. For example, we deal a lot on social issues, women's issues, because although many women now have a voice and they can say it, but majority of women don't have a voice, and they don't know who to go to or what to say. And we have that responsibility as writers or poets or musicians to bring that to them, to say, this is what you could say, but you can say it yourself in your own way. We represent them. But we wanted, there'll be a time when we think that they themselves will be able to have their own voices and come out with something important that they want, issues that they want to discuss. So I find that the children in Gambia are very talented, and they just need the encouragement. It's a shame that the powers that be don't really appreciate theater. And I give you an example that when this theater was opened, the vice president of the country, a lady, the former vice president, sent a minister to come and open the show, and she had a beautiful speech. But she made the speech and then she disappeared. She went to see a fashion show. For her, the fashion show was far more important than the play, and the play was on the slave trade, and we called it Chains of Inspiration, where it showed where the slaves, some of them came back to devote their time and to improve the lives of people. So that's it. So what do I want for the future? I often think of that, what's going to happen? What do you want in the future? I think I would like more theaters built. And I would like more theaters built, and I would like more integration between the music and the theater. Also, I think it's just to have one theater is small. I think we should have more, as I said before, but also more use of the local languages, and being able also to travel with a group to the rural areas. Because they have their own theater. Because when you think of the Banjaba, the tree, where they have lots of dramas there. and the schools, also it's not to say that they are not doing theater in the schools, they are. There are lots of schools that are, in fact, when they have their prize giving day, they are up to it, they're aware of it, and they get up and do it. So I think for me, that's my dream for the future, that we should have more theaters, more active interaction between the people, and what would be, for me, the essence of being alive is if somebody could say, we saw this at the theater and we want change. I think that would be great. Yeah.
Thank you.